Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. My name is what is it? My name is Nick, that's it. It's been a very busy week, let me off. And welcome to the Saturday chat, which is normally on a Friday, but the last couple of weeks I think it's on a Saturday, because I've been running out of time. I've been doing the best I possibly can. It's been a very, very busy week. I work in retail. I'm ramping up to Halloween and Christmas. It's starting to get a little bit ridiculous, but don't worry, the channel will keep running in some shape or form, and the videos will keep coming. So today we've got a Saturday chat rather than a Friday chat. Now I know I haven't been out walking. I do this in case you didn't know what walking was. And I haven't been walking for a little while, but yes, fingers crossed. I'll keep working and working and working. I'll catch up and then we'll get more time to do that. There we go. What day is it? It's Saturday. We know this. I'm recording this on a Saturday morning. Hopefully I get this completed. If you're watching this, you are seeing it. I'm working a 2 till 9 shift this evening. Yes, I know that's weird. So there's been a couple of videos that have already gone up by the time you watch this. A couple of Spectrum ones, but when we do the recap, I'll be doing the week before. It's getting a bit confusing, isn't it, really? But anyway, hope you've been having a good week yourself, and you've got time to relax and some time out and stuff like that. But this week sees well, the clocks go back this week, as if it's overnight Saturday or Sunday in the UK. Every year I think, why are we doing this? It's supposed to be benefiting farmers, isn't it? I think. I'm not sure if other countries do it. Anyway, I'm supposed to be benefiting farmers so it's not so dark in the morning. But don't farmers have a torch? We've got all advanced stuff now, so I don't know why they did it. If you are a farmer watching this, if you've got any time, then tell me, do putting the clocks back an hour actually help you, or is that no help at all? I seem to think it now it's got to some sort of tradition. It just puts us out of sync with other parts of Europe going an hour forward and an hour in the background. I might be being a bit naive. It might help some people more than others, but you know, we got lights and stuff like that, but am I just being a little bit naive? Anyway, thank you for watching the videos this week. Those people that have commented, thank you very much, and shown some love and liked them and all that sort of stuff, or at least interacted with them. As I always say, it's never expert gameplay. Quite often it's the way I'm interacting it on the first or second go. Sometimes I might get a bit of miss sort of little bits. Sometimes I might gel with the game completely, but it's all about, as a kid, would you have gone back and played it again? And more importantly, having a little bit of fun with the thing. Quite often I would go back afterwards after some people got me some tips, not necessarily make another video, but then I'll find a bit more in there. So what videos have gone up this time? You might have missed them, you might want to go back and check them out. Well, there was a homebrew called Black Star on the ZX Spectrum. This was made in, I think it was made in 2015 as a part of some competition, the Bit Jam competition. First of all, it might look a bit basic, although the backgrounds are great. But you have to remember that this game was made within 48 hours. Yes, 48 hours, and they come up with this game, so then that is pretty impressive stuff. It comes second, so we might have to look in the future, the game that come first, what actually beat it. But it's Space Invaders Plus. If it had come out back in the day, it would have been a huge, huge hit. But essentially, like all Space Invaders games, stuff gradually comes down the screen, raining death on you, and you must shoot them all and then get to the next screen, which in this case is pretty much similar, although the enemy do go slightly faster each time. Two other ZX Spectrum games. One of them we live streamed on the Wednesday. Hopefully the live stream next week will be on Tuesday, back to normal, unless my shift changes there. I know sometimes Wednesdays are better for other people than some people. But there we go. It's always vice versa. But the games we looked at was Run for Gold, which is a rather cool athletics game, and it's different from all the other joystick wagglers. In fact, you're not waggling the joystick at all. It's more tactical, doing one button to speed up, one button to slow down, trying to conserve your energy over 3 events. You don't do them all together. You've got 2 athletes, and you must try and train them up to get from lowly nincompoops to Olympic champions. There's 400 metres, 800 metres and 1500 metres. The skill is conserving your energy to the end to winning the races, not running out your lane and not getting false starts and bumping into people and falling over. Easier said than done. It's a reverse view, so you're always behind the runner, but if you press a button you can see, I think the letter E, you can see what position you are on the track. It's quite a cool game. It's been well coded. When a lot of the athletes come together, it does turn into a glutinous white blobby mess, but apart from that, the game is pretty cool. And it's one of the ones a kid could get lost in and be playing it for quite some time. So it's an interesting game. I can't think anything quite like Run for Gold. The other one was Trans, which is a breakout clone, really. Yeah, Trans, a breakout clone plus. It's a bat and a ball game. As soon as you completed the screen, if you do, knock all the bricks away with all your upgrades and stuff, you've got a choice of direction to go where you are on the grid, so you can have a different experience each time. Not a vastly different experience. I've been told this game was a late release on the Spectrum compared to other versions, and it's not quite as good, so it'd be quite interesting to see that on the Commodore 64 and so forth. So that was sort of like a breakout clone. On the Commodore Amiga last time, we looked at, there's quite a few Tetris games about. Super Twintris has always been my favourite one because the music and the sound of that is very satisfying when you get a whole row. We looked at Geiger's Tetris a few weeks ago, which is pretty non-plus, but this one was called Tetris Pro. It tries to do something a little bit different in such that you've got power-ups. The blocks are all the same colour apart from the power-up blocks, and if you complete a line with one of the power-up blocks you get that power-up. They're not all great power-ups. I think the only one I seemed to activate was turn the screen upside down. But as Tetris go, I would have been happy with this as a kid, but Super Twintris for the win every time. But what's good about Tetris Pro is, what they tried to make it a bit different is, every time you complete a line, you're gradually completing a picture in the background as well. Complete the whole picture, the level ends, and you start from scratch again. So that makes it original enough for me, and that is quite a good idea. So Tetris Pro, I would have given that a bit of play. And the last game we looked at was on the Mega Drive, or the Genesis if you will. Always tough with this sort of like genre to try and create a bit of variety in the game, but it's Championship Bowling. Yes, it's a 10-pin bowling game. Very Japanesey in style. I think in Japan it come out as Boogie Woogie Bowling, believe it or not. And you can tell by the graphics maybe there's a Japanese influence there. It's a little bit nuts, but there's not too much to it. You're just bowling the ball with the angle, and I think after a bit of practice, maybe not much, maybe just 10 minutes practice, or maybe 20 minutes practice, you'll be getting strikes every time and beating every single opponent. Now, I was interested to see this bowling game because the only other bowling game I've ever sort of looked at is a mini game in Tekken 3 on the PlayStation 1. There is an Amiga bowling game, I've been told, so I've added that to the playlist to look at. Well, I haven't reviewed it yet, to review list, and hopefully we'll have a look at that as well. So hope you liked having a look at them. If you've seen any you like in the footage I've shown, go back and have a watch of that. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so that's not too much to talk about. We've got the clocks going back. Is that just a UK thing, or does that happen in other countries as well? Or do you wish it had happened? When the clocks go back here, it's quite good because you get an hour extra in bed, but then that's balanced with an hour going forward. Imagine that. You go to bed thinking I've got 8 hours sleep or 7 hours sleep. The clocks go forward, it's only got 6. That's not particularly good. But the clocks going back is pretty nifty, but going forward again is a bit of a wrench. Okay, now. In the UK as well, I have to take UK base, it's probably Europe also, there's starting to be a problem with inflation, and that being that I've noticed that the prices of food have started going up ever so slightly. Now I don't know what that would be. There's a number of factors going on, and let's face it, the last 2 years have been absolutely crazy. The UK had Brexit, which I still disagree with, but anyway, for the right or wrong, I was outvoted, so I can't keep going on about it. But it's caused quite a lot of problem with lorry drivers, I believe, and sort of like goods and stuff, but my knowledge isn't good enough to know the ins and outs of it. So Brexit might have an influence on that, but also as well, it's basically food shortages and rising fuel costs. Because of those shortage of drivers there, and COVID as well has been a little bit to blame. People being ill, not being able to do what they've been able to do. But I've been told there's a shortage of lorry drivers, about 100,000 or 300,000. That's a big difference, but there's a lot of them, and that stuff can't get through. Also as well, supermarkets having problems getting delivery drivers because those delivery drivers don't get paid as much as what a lorry driver would do, and there's a dearth there. I couldn't be a lorry driver because I don't like driving that much, and I'm not particularly strong for unloading stuff. And also, how could I run the channel if I was being a long distance lorry driver? If you are a long distance lorry driver watching this on your phone as you're going along, then let me know. And what I'm saying, to complete and utter blarney, is it a smokescreen? What is the true story? But inflation is going gradually up and up and up, and that's not what you need when it comes to these sort of times. I know universal credit has gone down. The boost that's not helping the poorest of people. Price rises are going up already. Now I struggle a little bit, but I'm sort of okay with my, well, not really, running this channel and here. So thank you to the members that are helping it keep going. So thank you for that. So interesting to see your impressions on that. I think mortgage rates appear to go up as well. Quite often, when mortgage rate, the rate of borrowing goes up, the rate for savers is a bit slower to catch up. So there's always that there, which is not really quite fair, is it really? I don't know what interest rates are at the moment for savers, 1.5, 1.4. I think back in the day, I briefly had an ISA, and I think the interest rates, we're going back about 20 years now, the interest rates are about 5% or even up to 6%. Imagine that now, absolutely insane. So I hope you're doing okay. Yes, it's weird times at the moment. Also as well, we thought we was coming out getting better with the COVID figures, but that seems to be going gradually up. I don't want another lockdown because that hit the economy again, but if it's to save lives, well, see what happens there. So let's end with some better news now. Do you remember from your childhood, there's a big store called Toys R Us. Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us. That's where every kid wanted to go. A whole load of toys under one roof, as the advert sort of said. Doing great business. The R was back to front. I don't know if they ever noticed. I'm sure they did. And then unfortunately they went bankrupt. And there was a lot of kids' childhoods then going into that store, looking forward to going and all that sort of stuff. I don't know why they went bankrupt. Probably bad management or changes or internet, stuff like that. Now, Toys R Us, I've heard, are going to come back. First of all, they're sort of like online. It's like mainly based in Australia, first of all. Initially Australia, and then it got here UK-based logistics starting 2022. That's pretty good, isn't it? So to have that store come back, kids will actually love that. Now, there are similar stores about, close to us. I think we've got like a Smith's Toys, which sort of like filled the void. So Toys R Us was like a massive store, so it'd be interesting to see what sort of buildings they take up. I mean, as a kid in Wonder, you can go in, you see mountain high shelves of Lego, bikes, anything you could sort of like think of, Marvel, basketball, sports stuff. Yeah, so absolutely great. Now, are you nostalgic for Toys R Us, or couldn't you care less? Yeah, so, you know, it's one of those things that's pretty good. I mean, although I had a few toys, when you go in there, as a kid, you sort of like, you was imagining that you owned everything. Good stuff. So Toys R Us, inflation, clocks going back. So yeah, do have a look at those games. Now, the Halloween live stream, I'm not sure I'm going to have time to do it, but I'm still going to have a go. If it does happen, it will be completely unprepped and unplanned, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm still going to try and aim for it, but I can't guarantee it. There's a lot of stuff going on. Remember, as you're watching this, I'm probably still at work. A lot of stuff has happened this week. So I will say a big thank you. Thank you to everyone that subscribed. If you haven't already, please consider doing so, because that helps with the numbers and the watch time as well. If you click the bell button, you'll get a notification when the videos go up if the YouTube system is working. So I do a massive thank you as well to the members now. Thank you to everyone that's on the first tier and above. If you're on that first tier and taking the plunge, huge thank you. It does make a help. If you're not gonna miss that. As I say, it starts off very low on that first tier. If I get a lot of people doing that, it makes a big amount, and then you know that's really going to help me going forward. Anyone that's taking the plunge on the second tier and above, huge thanks to you. I'll give you a shout for anything you want me to do, if it's a clear message. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I'll shout out anything you want to do. It would be a website or something outside or anything there. Okay, so big thank you to Dogs. Thank you, Dogs, for your continual help. Also, Obed Brinkman. Now, I got this link wrong before, but I corrected it last week. So have a look at Obed's site where he drops in all these cool photos. Obat Photography. there. So it's instagram.com/obat photography. He's also got his website link off that as well. So, instagram.com/obat photography. I don't know if any of you have got an Instagram account. I did have one a long time ago, but I don't think I've used it. I've got the logins. But if you've got an Instagram account, go there, have a like of Obed's pictures, and, well, to comment if you want to, and do all that normal Instagram stuff. So well done, Obed. You're a good fellow. A big thank you as well to Grey Hulk 2, the Commodore 64 man. Thank you, Grey Hulk. Pete James, and also the coolest name on the YouTube you can get, Jason Arnott's Terrifying House of Obsession. Thank you, Jason. Huge thanks to GTB Films and David Harakawa, who I mentioned before, and follow him on YouTube. Quite often he's doing these really cool model cars, puts them together and puts up really cool pictures as well, so check him out. Big thanks to Neil Barrett. Thank you, Neil. Hope all is well, sir. Ratty, Malad1, Rzone 1255, thank you, hope you're doing okay. Alf Fairweather, always good to see you, Alf. I know sometimes you catch the back end of the stream, but you still contribute, so thank you, Alf. Huge help for you, for me. But thank you, I'm trying to e-stress here, thank you. A big thank you to Torquemada, also Jason Smith, and Nikki S. Thank you, everyone. Big thanks to Claire Johnson. I hope you're doing okay, Claire. What-Ho Snorkers, very good chap, as is John Roby and Jeffrey Searby. You're all super duper people. Big thanks to Steve Norman, who I speak to quite a lot on Twitter and YouTube. He runs retroarcadia.blog, which you haven't been there yet. I think you should go and have a look at the thing if you're into all things called retro gaming and modern day gaming. So that's retroarcadia.blog. He's actually getting more and more active on there, which is good to see. This time he's looked at a game called Panorama Cotton on the Switch. Hope I pronounced that right. He's also looked at New Zealand Story on the Atari ST, PC and arcade, comparing them together. And as usual, what Steve started doing now is having a recap, a rundown. I suppose a little bit like this, a rundown on the games he's been playing in that particular week. A really clean site, a really nice site, so go and have a look at that, show those posts some love, and maybe do a comment or two as well there. But yeah, I don't know too much about the modern day gaming. That's something I need to get more involved with. Don't know too much about the Nintendo Switch, but anyway, Panorama Cotton on the Switch there. Cool, a 3D style game, I think. So there we go. Where are we? Don't miss anyone out, Nicky. Big thank you to Lemmy Barnett. Thank you, Lemmy, a good guy, as is Steve Q. Now, thank you for your sensational help, Steve. It's created a massive difference here when things are a bit wobbly. So thank you, Steve. Huge thank you to Phil Hill. Thank you, Phil. The great Chono Baggy. Thank you, Chono. Jason Holmes. And David B73, which is also my favourite vitamin. So thank you, David B73. Thank you. Now, huge thanks as well. I know things are always in flux. So I hope, thank you for the assistance anyone can give me. If things change, then don't worry about that either. So a big thanks to everyone on the upper tier. So we've got Rossi Bossy. Thank you. Have a look at Rossi's site there. He's very busy at work and all sorts of things, but he hopes to, well, he's doing work on Super 3D Pixel Grand Prix at the moment, which I've got a message from him on Twitter. It's been held up a little bit because of the busyness of his new job and all things like that, which you would come to expect, but he's still doing stuff. He's a bit of a workaholic in the game sort of like area. I think he's working on sort of like the menus and stuff like that, and the coding and all the boring stuff like league tables and stuff like that. But he's also working on something really cool. Do follow him on Twitter as well. He's working on Re-Exevious, okay? And yeah, what else have we got there? If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Jenkins7Nick, where I retweet quite a lot of Rossi stuff. I have a look at that. Re-Exevious, it's coming along really well. I wish I had a bit more time to look at other bits of it, but go to Rossi's site. There's also Re-Enduro there, nifty as well, and he'll stick any updates there going forward. So good work from Rossi Bossy, currently working on Re-Exevious, which is promising to be another super duper game. Keep doing the good stuff, Ross. You're very impressive fellow. Thank you, Ross there. Where are we? Oh yeah, big thank you to Colin Hold. Thank you, Colin, and the amazing Martin R. Thank you, Martin, for your support on the streams there afterwards. Not something I expect, but thank you that you're able to do that. So huge thank you, Martin. Have a great weekend, sir. Huge thanks to Richard Mitten. Thank you, Richard, and Tom. Thanks, guys. Also, Graham Webke as well. Also, as well, I'd say a big thank you to Jules M. I'm not quite sure what's going on at the moment, Jules, but hope you are okay. There was quite a long post on last week's members vid, which wasn't there very long. Read a bit of it and then it was gone again, so I'm not quite sure what you want me to shout out there. But I will shout out what we shouted out last time. So go to Jules' site. It's myoldtoybox.weebly.com. So it's myoldtoybox.weebly.com. Still an active site there. Let's pick up this thing here. Okay, yes, there's a few things going on there. There's quite a few tabs, but mainly it deals with like anything retro. So toys. There's a ZX Spectrum tab as well, soft toys, Wade Whimsies, there's one with a Rubik's Cube on, lots and lots of stuff there, so if you want to get a nostalgia fix. I'm not sure I should have shouted that out this week, but I've taken a risk and shouted it out anyway. Okay, so thanks people there for continuous support and watching the videos as well. Fingers crossed for the Halloween stream, but it might be a little bit shambolic, but it might be better to do it than not do it. I don't know what you think about that, but anyway. Have a great weekend. I know if you're watching this in order, the Saturday videos have already gone up. The next ones will be Sundays. Members already know what they are. So take care of yourself. I want to get out walking again, but time's always an issue. Yes, it's going to get busier and busier as we go nearer and nearer Christmas, I think, in my job, but we'll keep this going all the same. It's all about the planning. So I might be a bit late commenting on some of these videos, but I will see you later, alligators. And until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, E.
And Jenkin.